Hey there, friends of fictional folk! I think we all know at this point that fairy tales are weird. But did you know that sometimes the art for them is even weirder? Case in point, The Tinderbox by Hans Christian Andersen. Now, I'm not going to recite the entire story here because that would take too long, but it's basically an Aladdin-style tale where the main character goes into an underground chamber and gains a magical item that helps them throughout the story. The item in question this time is the titular tinderbox, and it gives the protagonist the power to summon one or all of 3 differently sized dogs. The first dog is described as having eyes the size of teacups. The second is described as having eyes the size of wagon wheels. And the third has eyes as big around as the Round Tower in Copenhagen, which is about 15 meters in diameter, or a little over 49 feet for those in the US. Now, I don't know about you, but when I read that description, I interpreted it as a poetic way of describing just how freaking big these dogs are. But apparently almost all of the artists assigned to illustrate the printings of this fairy tale over the decades read those lines and decide to take a very different approach. This good boy doesn't look too bad. He probably needs to cut back on the caffeine, but there's nothing egregious here. The artist drawing these dogs, though, apparently thought putting these massively oversized things on relatively small canine bodies was fine, and not at all the goofiest thing ever. Like, seriously, look at this poor pupper. I don't think he can even blink. I'm pretty sure he's about to topple over backwards from the sheer weight of those peepers. And then there's this travesty where I'm not even sure the artist knows what a dog is. These demonic nightmares on paws look like what would happen if you crossed a squirrel with a pug and then selectively bred it for the ugliest traits possible for over 1,000 years until you arrived at these monstrosities. This isn't where I tell the artist to go touch grass. No, this is where I tell them to go to their local pet store or pound and spend a good hour staring at the dogs there to burn the memory of their appearance into their brains so that they can never curse the world with this thing ever again.